You hear about a new human Spectre?
Yeah, I heard something about that. So Liara, how's it going? Shit! Another round?
Does that mean I get to do this? So,
Mass Effect is a good game what immerse you into this galaxy what's been created for you. It's a sci-fi action RPG third-person shooter what focus strongly on exploration and the choices that you make. For the story, I'm going to try and do this without spoiling it, is where this game has a brilliant storyline with a bit of a twist of what's really going on. Humans are the new arrivals in the galaxy when a Spectre named Saren betrays the council to an AI. A Spectre is like a license to kill, to do anything just to get the job done, and it's up to you as the first human Spectre to take him down. You play as Commander Shepard, who is a male-female protagonist with character customization with quite a bit of features added to it. Unfortunately for me, when I tried to customise my character I fucked it up badly, so I went with the default one. You can choose your own backstory and class of what fits your playstyle, biotic to engineer to shooter, but the one for me I went with the biotic class where that seems like you got powers. But to the downside of that, I couldn't use any other weapons apart from the handgun. Mass Effect uses a unique dialogue wheel to know roughly which actions you're going to take. Usually there's 3 options, Paragon, Neutral and Renegade, but if you put some points into Paragon and Renegade, new dialogue options will open up, and new ways of handling the situation and how the story plays out, and that's something that you're going to want to do where that opens up so much dialogue options. For the controls there is to navigate to know what does what, but my biggest concern is the cover system. It sucks! You get stuck on objects time to time and that gets you killed. I'm moving forward with my character shooting, then it goes into cover automatically when I didn't even want it to do that. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea to map the cover system to the up button? The weapon system is unique where I very rarely see this in games. The guns can overheat where they don't use an ammo system. They replace it with a heat meter at the bottom left hand corner of the screen. And it can be frustrating when you first start off when you got the crap weapons, but don't worry, when the good weapons start coming across you very rarely overheat, and that happens in a very short time. But if you choose a class with powers, it can be annoying if you're after an action feel where you have to keep bringing up this wheel. But the wheel is also a useful tool. If any moment when you feel overwhelmed you can bring this thing up and take a good look around. But if you're on a PC version you feel more in control where you can map powers to the keys so you don't have to keep pausing it every 2 seconds. The menu system, it's easy to know where your weapons and armour are. You don't have to go over to one part to another part just to find it. The armour and weapons upgrade system can be a bit overwhelming for some players, but if you're used to RPGs you're going to know roughly how it works in 2 seconds. But they do seem to hide the gun mods. I didn't know that they were there until I was about halfway through the game and kind of made me feel dumb for not noticing it before. The levelling up system is easy to know what you're doing and you can set it to auto for you and your companions. The map is a bit small for my liking when you're on the side missions and you bring it up, but it works well. You've got up to 6 companions what you can take with you on each mission. Each one has their own unique skill. You always go in a group of 3. In my case I had no engineer skill, so most of the time I picked Tali and Gary so I could hack most objects in the game. I didn't get along with ordering the companion system. Most of the time they did shit what I didn't even order them to do. So I gave up very early on in the game and let them do their own thing. Shit, I almost forgot. You can romance any of these 3 characters and live out your Star Trek fantasy.
We're heading into battle to save the entire galaxy, and you want to do this now?
I thought my people were supposed to be the cautious ones, Shepard. I want this to happen, and we may not have another chance.
what the fuck? That was only on for about 1 second. Just go. Go. At least clear up this shit before you leave.
Once when you get older to Normandy, the game does really shine and open up, and the side missions, some of them are just interesting. And well thought out, but the thing that let the side missions down is they keep recycling the same building with slight variation. I had a bit of trouble when reading the assignments. When it says go to this system, to this cluster, sometimes I forgot in 2 seconds. So I had to exit off the galaxy map and back into the assignments list. It would have been less inconvenience if I could brought this up while I was on the galaxy map, so I didn't have to exit every fucking time when I forget. I loved the exploration where some planets had amazing views in hazarded planets. The Mako doesn't handle that well and can be a bit frustrating with the free aiming. But after some time I grew to like it and started to jump off mountains and doing double backflips and seeing what other things I could do. Damn, that thing is near enough indestructible. It grows on you and you start to learn how to use it better, and going up mountains what you shouldn't be able to go up. The auto-save system isn't reliable. In my incident I got to a bit on Noveria where you drive the Mako to the Pier 15 and got to that warehouse part, and just about 5 seconds of entering that building I died, and it threw me back to the beginning of the Mako's journey. When I just done that, I learned that point on to save frequently. And a couple of times there's a delay with your gun, it fails to know when you're pushing the button. If you like Luke, there is too much of it, you wouldn't know what to do with it apart from selling it, and that breaks the money system in the game, so you'd be the richest fucker in the galaxy. But I did have fun with that. There are so many species from Asari to Krogan, and each one is brilliantly designed and in depth. There's a load to go through and each one is very well thought out, from your teammates to the fan what keeps on showing up. Everyone here has a personality. I was surprised that they made me hate the cancel this much. The voice acting in most part is superbly done and works well with the game's mechanic with all these different actions what you can take. The graphics is an odd combination. In some parts it looks amazing and in others it took a long time to load in the textures. But I only had this problem at the beginning of the game, so I don't know if it was a bug or not. The soundtrack is okay, but nothing really sticks out apart from the title screen sound. For how long the game is, I finished it in around about 20 hours, but I didn't do every side mission. But if you do nothing but the main missions, I can see that it'd be done in about 5 to 6 hours. It's all about how you play it. If you did everything, I could see that it could take you up to around about 40 hours. Now on to the DLC, the Asteroid one. Very good story, alright characters, but it doesn't offer anything new. It feels more like a side mission what I've already done plenty of times, but it does introduce the Batarians. The storyline is about when the Batarians take over an asteroid and try and slam it into a human colony. But I had fun with it and seen the Batarians. We get to the VR station. It's a good way to level up your character, but it recycles a lot of things, and you do get a prize at the end of it. You can pick 1 out of 4 weapons, and you also get Shepard's apartment, what I spent about 2 seconds in. And I feel sorry for the Solarians when they have a conversation with an Elcor. I really want to know how that would go. BioWare, can you please do that? So in the end, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, and I would definitely recommend it. I thought that this game is brilliant with all the content what you get in it, and I didn't really care about the flaws what it had. The reason that I can't give it a 10 out of 10 is the recycled buildings, the low texture pop-ins, and some of the bugs and glitches what I've encountered. So have you played it? What would you give this game? Leave it in the comments below. Until next game, I'm fucking off.
Just go! Go! You can leave. No. What the fuck? That was only on there for about a second! Just go! Go! You could let's clear up this shit before you leave. Shit!